I tried to throw in my water bottle carefully this time, because usually I just slam it in. And then I thought, like, maybe I shouldn't jump scare people who may be listening. It was still kind of loud. Yeah, at first I would just like slam it in, because I don't know, why not? I think my chair has also gotten a lot louder. It's been a lot more squeaky lately. I think sometimes I might pick it up. Yeah. That's what being old does to you. Anyway, I think I've loaded the correct save. The one before I tampered with the phone and everything.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome.
Okay. I already tampered with the phone last time and it went horribly. I can fast travel, right? How do I fast travel? That's easy enough. Okay, gotta ask around for a fridge. I need to remember to do something with the body, because otherwise it's just gonna sit there forever. I wish fast traveling were like that in real life. Like, what if it did? Like, you click a button and then I don't know, your vision goes blank for like 5 seconds and then you're there. That would probably be teleportation. I wonder how teleportation would work. It probably... How do I want to describe teleportation? I thought about saying it's simpler than you think, but then at the same time it's also harder than you think. Well, basically teleportation is just dying and being reconstructed somewhere else. That's it. Do you have a fridge?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Does Frit have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
This is important.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent
I need
skepticism.
to hide a body. That's how important it is. It's important. You can tell it's important because I'm waving my flashlights, like, frantically.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Oh, I love being in the back rooms. I'm sure you can attest to that, Miri. See how much I love being in the back rooms. Can I taunt this guy? I'm pretty sure I can, because I've tried at every turn, and there's nothing.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Look, I thought it didn't have this picture. I thought it didn't have this option before. Like the picture of... Picture. Can I interact with this thing?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. Underneath all this, Lillian's signature and an empty line waiting for a signee.
Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have read the contract. What is the zoning plan?
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center.
Kim, what do you think of this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size, They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other way.
Center is very close to houses. I mean, this is as good as it gets, right? I'm gonna go into this thing with like 9 logic. Yeah, I'm gonna have 9 logic going into this. I need to hit 11. So even if I rolled 2 ones, that would still be a pass, except it's a critical failure. But you know what? I gotta dress for the occasion. I think I'm already dressed for the occasion. Even though I already have as many stats as I need. How much do you bet I still fail this thing?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum. Underneath all this, Lillian's signature and an empty line waiting for a signee.
Try and find a loophole in the deal.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
Alright, looks good. So now I need a fridge. Can you believe that, Mary? I even dressed for the occasion. You know, I'm tempted to just put a point to logic again, and then try again. Where else can I ask around for a fridge? Have I asked Gart about a fridge yet? I probably have, but we can go harass him again. Actually, I think in here. I don't think there's anything in here. I'm gonna go ask Gart, and then if he doesn't give me anything, which he probably won't, I'm gonna then ask Kuno. I don't know if Kuno's gonna give me anything either. Wait a minute. Didn't I pick up a... I picked up something. This thing. Couldn't I give this... Can I give this to Gart?
Can I help you?
I can. Gart, I found a new bird for the whirling. Let me look the description first. The dead body of a grouse stuffed with some unknown material. From a distance, it might just pass off as the real thing. The bird looks extremely ruffled and slightly grumpy. I wish I had like a 3D model I could just spin and look around. But instead I had to put it in my imagination and spin it in my imagination. You know that thing you do where you spin a cow in your imagination? I wish I could do this with this bird.
Can I help you?
Gart, I found a new bird for the whirling.
What is this thing?
It's no biggie, I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy.
Oh, you know it's serious because it's screaming black.
I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
Great, you're welcome. Can I get a discount on tonight's bill?
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
Yeah, this is a much better turn than annihilating a happy marriage with children. I guess he does like it.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
I seem to be near the fridge.
Yes, yes. For the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right?
Yeah. Even though I already harassed him about this, but I'm gonna do it again.
Correct him.
How did you know?
Because you haven't taken it away yet, and it must be stinking hard about now. Well, you're not putting it here. Rest assured.
I'm not even gonna ask you, you're just gonna say something mean.
This is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. You don't have to ask me why you can't store a dead body in my kitchen.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No. The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
I hate to say it, but looks like we're going to have to ask Kuno if he knows of a spare fridge around here.
Okay, so did he actually put the bird somewhere? Because like the screen went black and everything. Did it actually go somewhere? I don't see it anywhere. Maybe it's upstairs, but I kind of doubt it. If it was upstairs, I don't know where it would be. I hope he gives me a discount on tonight's bill, because I essentially just gave him like $13. Alright, let's ask Kuno about a fridge. Or we can harass Kuno S. But they're probably not gonna say anything useful.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Huh. Listen, child, that course made me puke twice, and I was wondering why you don't.
Stay away from me, pig! You don't want to see what happens when you corner me.
Kuno.
Necromancer, pig. That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Tell me. Kuno dies. You gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Kuno, I need a fridge to stash the body.
For the fuck imp. Good thing you asked the Kunmeister. Kuno knows a fridge. Perfect for freezing.
I thought you would. Where is it?
Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return on Kuno's investment?
I think 92% is good enough, right? You know, a corpse-free yard. Don't you have civic pride?
Kuno's got everything Kuno needs. All civics and shit.
He doesn't know what that means. Talking about civics and shit didn't make this any easier.
You can't buy Kuno, pig. Kuno's already got everything.
Fine. I was going to hit this like without touching anything else, but I figured I should at least try and explore the other options, hoping it wouldn't hurt me. But 83%'s good.
By killing in his territory, someone has openly challenged Kuno. It's in his best interest to put them in their place.
Okay, good. I was worried I was gonna fail that. Some arrogant shit thinks he can kill in Kuno's kingdom, without asking the Kuno first. That sounds like lawlessness to me.
A dark flame smolders in Kuno's eyes as he ponders your argument. Wordless, like kings do.
This outlaw's fate is in your hands. Let's make an example of him. Help me locate him using fridge body technology.
Alright, Kuno hears ya. See that shit house over there?
A cold comes over you as you glance behind him at the crumbling colossus there, casting a shadow on you.
Yes, I see it. The big tall one behind you. the bookstore? Was I actually right about my estimate about it being behind the curtain in the bookstore?
You gotta get in that shit. In there deep.
What do you mean in there deep?
Check the fucking basement, pig. Don't you know anything? Always check the fucking basement, recon style. There's a giant fridge down there. Fucking will fit, no problem. It looks like a white bear or some shit. Try not to piss yourself when you see it.
A white bear? A polar bear?
How do I get in the building again?
Through the bookstore, you gotta beg the book bitch. Used to be you could get in there through the doorbell, jam that shit. Book bitch changed that. Kuno doesn't beg, so Kuno doesn't go there anymore.
Beg the book bitch?
Yeah, book bitch, beggar. You stupid or something?
He means the bookstore. We have to ask. Plaisance is the mother of the little girl peddling books on the plaza. We have to ask Plaisance in the store.
Impressive note-keeping, Lieutenant.
See, the Clyde gets it. Listen to your four-eyed friend.
Okay, thanks, Kuno.
You didn't hear it from Kuno, pig. But don't forget where you heard it from.
Kuno owns you now, pig. You're Kuno's property.
Okay, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't...
I mean, I bought like some stuff from Plaisance. I think I bought like, how much was the board game? It was like $9 or $12 or $13. This is the police. Put your hands behind the ground.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I was told that there's a huge fridge in the building's cellar. Can you leave me there?
A fridge? No, I don't know anything about a fridge. Aren't you interested in books?
For whatever reason, she's lying to you about the fridge. Seems like you have to find your own way to the cellar.
Okay, farewell for now, book peddler. Did I just break in? I mean, it's just a curtain. What are they gonna do?
You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket.
What's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Damn, the strange cage-like trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
And who are the Seminese?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Actually, let me ask, I think the name was Annette.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Okay, there's absolutely nothing to do there. Alright, let's break in.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
We'll open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
I mean, technically, we don't have to open them. We don't have to, like, open the whole thing. I could just slide the curtain aside and go through. Couldn't I?
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
I've heard there's a fridge in there that I need.
Everybody suddenly needs something from there. Leave the curtains be. It's what it wants.
But I sense this place is calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
Yeah, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
Alright, I'll think about it for a while. Although I'm probably just gonna open it anyway.
Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you.
You did not tell me anything. You just told me not to go there.
Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of. She's so tense, it's a miracle she hasn't snapped in half yet.
If it's just a storage room, then why does it have a 70s ward protecting it?
It's just for decoration. Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Okay, I'm a little confused. What does that mean? What is money?
Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
So then, stop doing bad business practices?
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Oh, that's why she's so obsessed with being compelled to buy books.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people. Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around except you.
There are hardly any customers in the store. Do you think it's really working?
Sir, I am well educated in the commercial and esoteric arts. I know what to do and what to avoid.
Have you ever thought about a sale? Maybe this could lure in some customers.
Discount my wares? I can see, sir, that you don't value books very highly. Besides, this would only tempt the phantoms of doom. They can sense the desperation, you know.
Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate, see if the curse is real. And then I bet Kim's gonna say, no, we don't need to do that.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
You know, this is once again as good as it gets. I'm not gonna jinx it by, you know, exiting out and putting on some fancy hats or something. Let me convince her to let me investigate the doomed commercial area.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Man, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before. Like, what was it called? The case about the 5 guys on a couch and an unexpected location.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I don't even know what that word means. I've only seen it like twice in my life before. But I've returned from the void, a paradetective from a long line of paradetectives.
You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but...
I mean, we are quite literally a pair of detectives. So, I'm not wrong.
You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
You see, spirits is a kind of alcohol. See, it's necessary to drink the spirits in order to contact the void.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Let's see. I am the Void Revenant. I have powers to debat all the bad energies.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Yes, that's my partner Kim. He'll vouch for me. Kim was probably got me, right?
Oh, certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
On my honor. But not really.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course, the entity, where I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Is she hot? This is very important. Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
What you discover? Probably just office space. And the damn fridge. Don't be scared.
Great. Let me go look at the fridge.
You see a set of tattered
A little
curtains.
more.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
The hair dryers.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
This is a check, although I did just get a key, so there's little reason for me to break down the door. Although, if I were to do this, I'd get a bonus for having broken into people's houses before. What if I knock on the door?
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed out, dark echo.
I'll just use the key.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Let's go. Team up something to say?
What is this place?
It's an adventure.
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Like because you kept the door closed. You know what all these talismans remind me of? When I look at these talismans, it makes me think of the Honkai Star Rail gacha currency, because they look like the tickets.
Yes, because it's closed.
Yes.
No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
I actually haven't played Star Rail for a while. I think I'm at least temporarily retired from it. Originally, I had a really good login streak going. I think I had, what was it, a 300 and... it was over a year. So more than 360 days in a row I logged in. And then one day I forgot. I forgot to log in because I was playing Ark. So I thought, okay, I guess I'm retired now. And now I play Ark. Yeah, yeah, technically. Although lately I haven't been doing much anyway. I just log in, do the dailies, log out. I might come back and go back to it if the next version comes out with new characters. Oh.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Look him, it's trapped. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
Kind bastard would just remove the collars. It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
I'm not gonna lift it. Surely there's gotta be something cool back here. Or at least some loot or something. What's the Demijohn? I mean, this place is kinda like creepy. Oh, there's a cabinet with $3 in it. Look at that, but there's so much loot in here. What is this? What is this? It looks like I just picked up a 4-dimensional object, or like some sort of futuristic relic. Maybe I can use this and like read it with if I find a radio computer.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotorblades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to?
That's a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination. Yet they still failed. How sad.
Reality is ruthless.
This reminds me I used to play a game called Thief. I think it was Thief 4. You'll never guess what you do in it. You're a thief and you thief stuff. I think it was supposed to be a horror game. But like, I just enjoyed stealing things. Yeah. I was enjoying it for the most part. And then I think I got to, I think it was level 3 or something. Yeah, level 3 or something. And yeah, level 3 like where you rob a brothel. And I was like, I don't know, 14 at the time. I was looking around for like numbers to put in a safe code combination. I looked through like 1 people, and it was the 1 people where you get to watch a sex scene. There's only 1 of those, and I happened to pick the 1 where that was the case. And I just like exited the game because like, that was scary. And then I think I came back. I did the level, skipped that 1 people, and I got to, I don't remember what level it was, but it was the horror level. And I just quit the game and haven't touched it since. I went to the horror level, walked up to the front door, it was closed. I walked around the side, around the building, I came back out the front, and the door was open. And I thought, yeah, I don't want to play this game anymore. So I quit and I uninstalled it.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind?
But we are looking for a fridge, and we are pressed for time, so...
On the other hand, it's not that I'm not interested in abandoned radio computers. This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
You think I should turn it on?
Maybe the body has stopped decomposing somehow. I don't know. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
It's been sitting there for 2 days. We're already way overdue. Like putting the body away.
You can always do it after the fridge.
Turn on the machine.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Inside the compartment.
It's empty, like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
I hope I can take it back out after, because that's $50. Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Is this an actual person? I thought this was like a film that I just played and was gonna replay. Are you on your machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne. Now please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios. Now please tell me the reason for your call, Fortress Accident.
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
In the glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
And what's that? This interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
What does print do?
Nothing happens.
Okay, I'm taking back the thing.
The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
That was unexpected. I thought it would be a film, and like I was gonna watch a movie or something.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Check the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. The full text reads, Heat Death of the Universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
There's so much stuff to inspect here. Maybe I can find the password somewhere here.
It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal.
It is pretty common that people just write down their password and just like tape it to their computer or something. That's very common.
Minimi stands for a mini meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
At least I've heard it's common. I don't know if people have advanced past that. I feel like they really should have, but a lot of people probably still do that. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, see the prod schedule filament for details.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the welkin. This is important. It might not be, but I'm curious.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
I thought that was an elf, but maybe it's a kind of elf.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Oh, you know what? Is this why Blazons thinks like role-playing in D&D is like this demonic thing, and she's so worried about this being in the back of her store? Because this was a major place for role-playing. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Well, this has been education, though. Let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
Inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, the heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun. drifting through the universe.
This is gonna take up my whole day. So much for exploring like past the waterlock. I could have done this like on the first day probably.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what K-Giant mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here?
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap.
Who's the Game Master?
Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
It's a game that who's playing.
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
The cost of air with the loan must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Oh, Kim wants to talk.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It looks like an undercover counterintelligence program. Oh, they're probably just making something, but that's what it looks like.
No, that's not it. I think...
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
How do they plan to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
And this was a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
You think Kim likes role-playing? If I buy the role-playing board game, do you think I could play it with Kim?
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow. I might try it.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but
Do we have any money? Let's give them more money so they can finish it and make it even bigger.
it's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
It's cool. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. You know, okay, when I was a kid or when I was younger, I was led to believe that Final Fantasy XIV was the best game in the world. Where's game going? Okay, I guess Kim's gotten ahead. Where is this now? Yeah, probably. Anyway, so I was led to believe that Final Fantasy XIV was like the biggest game in the world. Because I was told, oh, it's so big, they spent so many years developing it, you can do so much in it. So, I thought Final Fantasy XIV was the pinnacle of games. But I don't play anymore. And I'm not gonna be tempted by you today. Or maybe tomorrow. You know what? If I ever do get tempted by you to play Final Fantasy again, like, I'm gonna lose my life. Again. Pay more money. That's probably in the fridge, I would imagine.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
And what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
And the furnace.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
Not sure again, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Hang on. I should put on my physical instrument clothes. I think I probably only have, like, the white tank top or t-shirt. Man from Heimdall. I think... Oh, that's -2 physical instrument. I think that's the only physical instrument thing I have. Because if I had more, then I probably would have been able to kick down that door more easily. Whenever I try and put into physical instruments, I'm only going to be able to retry a physical instrument check once, because I can only put one more point in.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
72% is good, right? Hello.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
I just barely passed, because I'm wearing my lucky shirt.
Hello?
This is the police. Put your hands behind the ground.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Who is this?
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Is this the building with like that old lady sweeper? The one where I tried to kick down the door, and then like a minute later I found a key and they just talked to her casually?
After you, officer.
Ah. So what am I supposed to do?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace.
Supposedly a door open somewhere. I should probably check the fridge.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? This must be the fridge you were told about. Look inside. See if it's big enough for the corpse.
Back open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
I'm surprised it's powered.
The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Inside the fridge.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
What's on the note?
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Same with the ice cream wrappers.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in a Ben cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore? I thought bears were omnivores, because like they eat berries too, right? It's in the name. Bears and berries.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
It's clearly the fridge. It looks big enough for 2 corpses.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too.
Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
The 2 of you. Easily.
Alright, let's do this.
The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the butcher, then 10 more to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
I couldn't hear all that through the sound of like all the shuffling around.
Beautiful. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
Really? You think it's good work?
No, not really. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This story does not leave this room.
Yeah, I'm not proud of it, but we did find a fridge.
As impressive as the fridge is, this is a small victory, among numerous defeats. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection, under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Oh. So what did I get? Handwritten note from the fridge.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf.
I wonder who wrote that note.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Really? You don't have a single guess?
You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Alright. Oh, the ice cream maker. Yeah, I gotta inspect all these things first. Maybe that's where, like, they open the thing. Is the ice cream maker?
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Open the lid. Is there ice cream?
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the tool.
Pry bar. In the bag slot, so I don't have to put away the flashlight.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Let's see. I'm gonna have to roll a... Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna do the math. I thought about doing it, but I changed my mind. What's this?
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
I'll leave that for now. Maybe I can unplug them later. Oh. Insane mesh tank top. For plus drama. Okay. I suddenly have a lot of ideas for what to do. First there was a... something in here. This.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
But I have a flashlight. Look, there's a hole in the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, I do.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Inspect the rifles.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others.
I found my gun. Or I found a gun.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does this mean? A rifle here.
It means there are firearms, breech loaders, still lying around in Martinez. This would have been good in our case against Ruby for Titus. Too late for that now, but still, might be useful down the road.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Cache? Oh, Kim's one of those people who says cache. Well, I found a gun. Okay, so where do... Wait, there's more stairs down here. And loose change. Oh, so this is where it leads to? It's open now? So, the voice I heard, where did it come from? Is this the same thing? Same stuff?
What do you see?
We've been through all of it already. I found the fridge.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
I'm off.
Kuno...
Well, I refrigerated the body. What was I gonna do now? Oh, I have my... Yeah, I think I know what I was gonna do now. Two things. Yeah, and... Once again, I found a gun. Even I found like a ball, which I can give back to the guy, which I'm definitely gonna do too. Okay, let me take time for a manual save.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games
So
for
expensive.
all ages.
And let me talk to a place once again. Maybe I can tell them about my findings.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus.
Yes, yes. How was it?
I found ice cream.
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
It was a charnel house of failed business enterprises, leeching life energy from this bookstore.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
I found a furnace, which someone was apparently on the other side of.
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
That's all I can say for now, book peddler. Hang on. I think part of my desk is starting to like chip away and it's starting to be like all jagged and stuff. What I used to do sometimes was I would just like tape it down. I have to do that again. Okay. So now we'll talk to these guys again. I think this guy had a really high drama check, so I better put on my best dramatic outfit. I'm gonna be so dramatic. Is this going both places? Oh no. What kind of shirt is this? I think I've seen it before, but I never really understood like what kind of shirt is that. What kind of fit is this? I look so bad. But I'm very dramatic. I don't have anything else with that's minus drama. I think that's all the drama things I have. It's minus drama. Okay.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
I found you guys a new bull.
What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now, no need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
Exactly, and I really did try.
Trying is worth as much as is accomplished. In this case, almost nothing. Fine. You try to right a wrong. It's still a gram better than actual nothing.
I replaced the bull. Is there anything you can tell me about this rifle? Look at this gun.
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable.
His moves are quick and precise as he first checks the weapon, then aims it at the sea. This man knows firearms intimately.
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
I found it in that basement there. Point to the bookshop.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
83%. Well, it is a red check, so I hope I get it, because I really want to know what happens. Okay, let me tell them about some of my heroic stories.
Go long, go deep, go unconventional.
Great, I passed the legendary down check. Let's see. My story doesn't have gunfire, blood, and spilling guts, but let me give you a different take on heroism.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take.
Imagine just flickering into existence from nothingness.
I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed.
Imagine knowing nothing but the sweet oblivion, only to wake into unbelievable pain.
The man stares at you, silently frowning. Doesn't look like he's imagining it.
Right when you're willing to do just about anything to make it stop, you open your eyelids. I would just kind of tell him about waking up.
The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater.
I realize your mind, everything that was you, is gone.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right?
Yeah.
The lieutenant looks up from his notes and nods to the old carabiner.
Well... yes.
And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You've earned it, officer.
Your sarcasm will be your undoing, old man.
Well, I'm tempted to take it, but he's obviously joking. Thank you, Renee. I am honored. Reach out my hand. He's not gonna give it to me, is it? Is he? I bet he's not gonna give it to me.
The veteran of numerous armed conflicts extends his right arm with the setting sun in his clenched fist and an expression of utter disbelief in his eyes.
He actually gave it to me. I got a medal. I'm doing good work.
Was there something else you wanted to take from us?
I don't think there was anything else he wanted, was there? You got the medal. Now let's solve the crime.
Thank you for your time. Oh, it's unequipable. Let's see, a deep blue star sits inside a radiant orange star. Valiant. The word most often used to describe exceptional valor in combat is written underneath. Medals like this aren't bought, they're earned. And I've earned this one. I can't even see it. Nice, let me put on something that's a little less hideous. There, that's my fit. Great, I got a medal. What else was there to do? Okay, so a chimney. It said there was a chimney, and I found something.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Kick it.
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Let me not kick it.
Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
Yeah, I rip shit apart.
Kudos.
What's this on now? 2 hours left. I'll probably get it. What is this thing though? I might get that next. So, is this just a free, renewable way to damage yourself? They said there was like a secret hatch or something. Where was it? What's over there? Incoming? Another postcard. What is this place? This must be it. So, who is this?
Hello, I'm Nia. Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius. So what kind of dye are you looking for?
The best way to die.
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Hold on, what do you mean by Milius?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
So, this person just sits here, locked away in somebody's basement. You must have confused me with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
For free?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure. Maybe I should have bought that board game. Sure, I like role-playing games, and I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual.
Okay, not free then.
Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
Where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Wow. But I have a $32,500 mobile home that consists of one really long laptop clipped into the floor and a straw square connects to, and that's it. $32,500 a month. That's a bargain.
Creative.
When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
There was a terrifying taxidermized bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Yeah, what were the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Fritte does the same thing.
I know a girl just like that. She works in Fritte as a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT.
I get the feeling we're gonna be here a while, like talking about dice and like the other businesses and making no progress on the actual case.
And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
It didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I'm sure the bear was doing its best.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Sounds cool. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist?
Megatherion?
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
I don't do drugs. In this timeline, I did some when I had to open the door, and it just wouldn't open. I don't do drugs. Today.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Little sparkling embers under the window.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
And we're gonna be here for a long time. What is... Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Anything else?
I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
I didn't know insects had any rights or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
This is why I don't make chitin armor. But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains, but yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
It's not that bad. There are plenty of genderless haircuts that anyone could slay in.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
Yeah, maybe not everyone, but there's definitely something for everyone.
It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customer should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Who is Artemitep? That's when he has a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Who is Artemitep?
A kind man, from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
How did that community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
What's a snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Yeah, very cool about the debris. Well, what's a snuff milieu?
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
What's with the rollerblades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do these transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just the props. Why return them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
Maybe I could. Found a strange machine. Is that the ice cream machine?
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Well, showing up to work on time is incredibly hard.
And so is producing something extraordinary. Anything else?
Actually, I had other questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
How'd you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see. Thank you for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Plaisance one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Well... Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the Whirling in Rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Well, the Whirling is part of the doomed commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project.
Yeah, I think the Whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
I'm not getting 14 shivers. Where am I? That's +1. What do I have so far? I have 2 shivers. Okay. I think I might have some things that give good shivers. Maybe. Yeah, patrol cloak. I don't think I have any shivering shoes. I think that's the best I got so far. Which is not much at all.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Why hasn't her business failed? 20%.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Yeah, start taking off my clothes. I need to connect. Yes.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Officer.
It's part of the special technique I have.
And what technique is that?
Okay, hear me out. Sometimes I get these feelings.
Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He is still recovering from an unusual medical episode.
Officer, this isn't how mature adults deal with their feelings.
Now you feel something. The cold damp of shame washing over you.
Okay, never mind. Let me just forget this ever happened. And do it with my pants.
Gladly.
Alright, I'll be back later. Where's the nearest exit from here? Because this is a pretty, like, windy place. This feels like a maze, because there's so much stuff in here. I feel like this is the size of, like, the actual overworld map. Well, time to change my clothes all again. Or at least just that. I found the person.
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Neha, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
No, ma'am, I felt her aura. She's not the one to blame for this curse.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
There's another entity, more malignant, pulling the strings in Martinez. Perhaps in my travels I will cross paths with it.
A third order presence, yes. I've heard of these triactors. In certain occult literature, that's too dark to dwell on for too long, and definitely not in the presence of my daughter. I understand everything, sir. Thank you for your descending into the maelstrom. I will keep fort up here, strengthen the wards, do my best. And if you happen upon the third entity in your travels, may the Lord be with you.
Well, this has been absolutely educational. If we happen on the third presence in our travels, we will certainly come back to tell you. Should we get out of here before the vortex collapses?
No. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to see what I can do with the board game. I wonder how many skill points I can stack up. I'm gonna save and gonna try this board game. I don't know if it's gonna be good for anything.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
I'm gonna need more money. I'm gonna buy the Whirl game.
If you say so, But you better stay away from those immoral occult rituals.
Alright. Let's see. It's the 3rd edition Mega Settings Supplements module. I can't be played without the main game. Did I get scammed?
Large letters on the front form a title, Wirral. The colorful box is illustrated with bucolic vistas. The cover art also features odd-looking humanoids, some short, some taller, some with pointy ears, others with ephemeral wings.
Examine the box.
Text underneath the title in smaller typeface reads, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel adds a sword and sorcery adventure board game with new maps and miniatures.
Look at the back.
A blurb on the back reads, tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Escape to Wirral. Leave behind Isolas and nations with their petty squabbles. Discard electricity, magnets, and boring technological widgets. Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities. Discover the terrible secret threatening Wirral. Can your band of adventurers save the world?
Yes, we're ready to take on this challenge.
Exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice. In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair, conjuring up forceful magics to aid your quest. Don't forget heated arguments escalating to physical confrontation with your friends. And most importantly, never forget to rage quit if the dice don't go your way.
Open the box.
You pry open the box. Inside you find a folded up map, a small booklet, a 24-sided die, and a little plastic figurine.
Alright, D24 is real. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, like, talk about a D24. Look at the figurine.
You see a man in ragged clothes wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm.
Huh, interesting. A communard.
A what?
A communard. One of the leftist revolutionaries in the anti-centennial revolution.
What's interesting about that?
The figurine is not a part of the Wirral game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process.
Maybe someone should make a role-playing game set during the revolution.
Good luck finding people who'd want to play as communard.
The figurine.
You pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you, his face contorted into a disturbing shout. Then you pocket it.
Look at the die.
It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs. You don't know much about dice, but this one looks pretty damn fancy.
Take the die.
You place the die into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side.
Look at the map.
A reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, Lands of Wirral. The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows, forests, hills, lakes and seas, also with odd names. It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map.
The booklet.
A quick guide to the magical races of Wirral. Create your own hero, choosing from any of these completely unique and fantastical backgrounds. The options are in order of importance. The Welkin, the Tweog, the humans, the fairy folk, and the pygmies.
You put the Welkin.
The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being powerful magic users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight. The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do.
Read about the Duergar.
A grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious minerals. They're also well versed in the art of combat, where they prefer to use axes and hammers. The Tueog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tueog, Shield Tueog, and Dark Tueog.
But the humans.
They're just humans. What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats, and jacks of all trades.
What about the fairy folk?
A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their magical traps. There are no sub-races for the fairies.
How many more were there? Just reading this whole booklet.
The least popular of the Wirral races, the Pygmies, are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. They spend most of their days tilling the earth and smoking their pipes. There are no sub-races for the Pygmies.
What's the box?
A colorful box with the title Wirral in bold letters. It's a board game.
Nah, I'm not doing anything with this. Yeah. I bought the other board game and it cost me like $25. And I just read through like the entire booklet and everything. It gave me this thing with 30 cents and this dice with 50 cents. I think I got scammed because I can't even do anything with it.
Large letters on the front.
Unless... Hang on. Maybe I can show it to the dice maker. You might have missed the part where I failed a check and I had to take my pants off. And then I got scolded by him for taking my pants off. Can I show them the dice?
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
I can't show them the dice. I might reload before buying that thing, because I don't know if that thing will come with that. I show this guy the figurine.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do for you?
Nothing. I have no idea. I might reload. Didn't really give anything and it took like more than half my money. Maybe I should have kicked the door again. See if it would have opened. Okay, I can afford 2 days of rent again. Okay. Well, I can probably head back to the village again. Actually explore these new lands.
A policeman. What can our village do for you?
Nothing. What else was there? Yeah, I might have already come this way and found various things along the path. Oh, I think I remember. I was next to like the phone and then I fast traveled back because I really had to refrigerate the body. $1.15. Chest in a box. I've been here yet? I may or may not have been, since there was an unloaded container there. Wait a minute. It's the phone.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome.
Okay, that's the phone. But I've been up here.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
But I'm not gonna get dry? Oh, I can.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
It's gonna kill me.
Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
Alright, let's not.
Good choice. The less you think about the jacket, the better.
Probably can't sell it. Is this a container? Yep. What's this? Is this a container? And this... I'd probably buy this open. Yeah. It's just 20 cents. Oh. +2 Wikipedia. -1 perception. Let me see this thing. If I need like an absurd amount of encyclopedia, I guess that would be a great thing to have.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency, that faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be.
Yeah, what's that smell?
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Eyes up, detective. Something's not right here.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Give him the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
I have gloves.
A tragedy.
Give me the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
What about the wrapper?
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Who's this guy?
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Well, the fridge was big enough for 2 bodies.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Let's study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, it's just this one on the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around us. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Rybowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
And hope I don't take damage.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too? Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Let's not step on the floorboards.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Study his clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet.
We do know that he was married.
Well, he could have just been wearing a ring for no reason.
But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Well, what about a field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to finding Ruby, the better.
Yeah, I don't see anything criminal here. Let's leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
Well, we found that we should finish this. Let's take the case.
Alright. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
He was drunk.
Oh yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
I have an idea. But let me just explore the rest of this place first. Or at least a good enough chunk of it.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member.
Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
Inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Let's go handle that. Can I not fast travel? What happened to being able to fast travel? Why can't I fast travel? Oh, it's a thing. I thought maybe there would be loot there. But maybe next time. Or maybe there's gonna be loot there next time. Yeah, next time. I don't remember where the exit is. I think maybe I can go around here. I think that's where I found the bow tie. Can't sleep under the boat just yet. There's the car. You know, if Ark has taught me anything, it's taught me how to navigate based on landmarks. Which is probably going to be very important, especially for the aberration. Because above ground is really easy. Just look into the distance. You got the obelisks to orient yourself anywhere you are. And then we live right like next to the dueling peaks, which you can see from like anywhere. But in the aberration, it's all underground. It's all just like trees and caves. It all looks the same. Alright, let's call the people.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through the hole in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
So, it seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card in his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It is from Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Mejean.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We are taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Take me to Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to the librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Mejean, a reader.
Billy Mejean, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database. Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Mejean's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Capeside Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Do you have any other information on Billy Mejean?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Mejean? They returned a Tybalt book the other day. Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
So... Billy Michon was a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know that it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
You know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie! She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have for me. I have no other questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Anything else you need from me?
I'm done with the reading for now.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a...
You know what? Say, wasn't the... I thought there was a person here. I guess I might as well visit the building. Maybe they're at home. I hope the door's still open there. Maybe we can ask them.
Give me a moment.
I'm looking for Billy Maison. Do you know where she lives?
It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find the Maisons in apartment 20 upstairs. It's one of those doors on the balcony.
Great. Wait a minute. What's in here? Is this a thing? A book. Have I ever been on the balcony? I don't know if I have, because there's like an interactable thing that's unclaimed.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened.
Let me guess about what happened.
A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. The wind blows through your hair. The sea breeze cuts around you, high on the balcony, as you stare over the edge at the sea.
I wonder what I look like up on this edge.
From the eyes of a seagull, a nest of brown hair, not worth the 50-foot dive. From a pedestrian on the dock, a rugged man staring out to sea, mere feet from fatality. From a guest on the balcony of the Whirling in Rags, a silhouette imposing enough to be seen at a distance.
The ruins in the water. You think the helmet's in the water? Where are the other armor pieces?
Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt.
Who did this damage?
A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers, they will reach the city in 58 seconds.
Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city?
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
Big in the ocean.
The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean.
Time to go. I don't think I ever talked to this person.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket, it's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil. Red-dyed heavy fuel oil is only used in government vehicles, or at least that's the idea.
Is that government fuel oil?
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
Fumes are bad for you, okay.
Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
Alright, later. Like, just the door. Pants. Well, that's camera suit pants. I probably need the pry bar for this. Basically $5. I don't see anything else. So I'm guessing the location is here or something. Cool box. It's $2 in it. I thought this was supposed to be the place. Maybe it's on the other balcony. I think they said it was on the balcony, right? Probably. Might be one of those doors I passed by or something. Or is it this? This is a door.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup allongio. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
Hold on, we should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice on how to tell her he's, dead?
Dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Alright, I think I'm ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Knock.
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
Is this Billy Majon's home? This is the police. Please open the door. Put your hands behind the ground.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up, nervously.
Come in, the door is open.
Let's put on my commander's jacket so I look good while I carry this plastic bag. First, let me rob the place. Miri, have you ever been in here? Like, did you do this? It's a pretty cute clock. Is that a cat clock? Oh. Cigarettes. And a window. I thought I talked to this person, or maybe it's just that I watched that guy play Disco Elysium. The guy, like, who's a psychologist, and he infuriatingly takes a half-hour break every 5 minutes to explain some concept, and I just wanted to play the game.
Hello, I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee. I was supposed to get some tomorrow.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here.
Thanks, but I'm alright.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
Keep it together. You don't want your body language to tell her the news.
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
Right, I have zero empathy. Hang on. One moment. I have anything with empathy. That's -1 empathy. This is an important moment. I can wear these glasses. These sunglasses make me have more empathy. I don't have anything, do I? I think that's the only thing I have. I don't think I even have any drugs. Oh wait, this +1 empathy. Perfect. I'm not gonna save some of this, but I feel like I should save here.
She looks up, too anxious to say anything.
Okay. I noticed you're cooking something.
People got to eat? What is this about? Why are you suddenly asking me about my cooking?
Okay. You live here with Victor, your husband, right?
It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie.
How old are your daughters?
Jolie is 16 and Jenny is turning 18 next month.
And where's everybody? I don't see anyone home.
The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is out.
She swallows visibly.
I should hydrate. Okay. Out to where?
He has a problem with drinking, and so he disappears every now and then. He's probably in the parks drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess something came up.
What was he supposed to do in the library?
Just to return a book of mine? Why? Why all those questions, Detective? Did he...
Was it The Glinted Curve by M. Thibault?
Yes.
I feel like I'm making this worse. What was the name of the library?
Oh, it's in Jamrock. The one at Mayro Street. I don't know the official name.
Central Jamrock Public Library?
I think, yes, if that's the one on Mayro.
It is.
You remember what he was wearing when you last saw him?
His old leather jacket.
Can you describe it?
It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so...
No distinctive features?
No, well, the lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it in the middle of winter.
There's something else I have to tell you.
She folds her hands across her chest.
Okay. This is an okay chance. It would have been better if I didn't ask her about her cooking. If I didn't ask her about her cooking, I think this would have been a decent chance. But let's try and get this impossible empathy check.
I don't want to.
What? Wait, what? But wait, what?
There has been enough pain.
But we have to.
I don't want to do this.
Kim, seems like there's a part of me that refuses to do this.
Do what?
Officer.
Too late. You ruined it. Just say it now.
Your husband's dead.
Excuse me, what? What did you say?
She's in pain. She's in so much pain. And so are you. Your chest is burning.
We are very sorry to inform you, but your husband, Victor Méjean, was found dead this morning on the Martinez boardwalk.
Oh.
Oh, I lost a morale and a health. I was almost found dead in this person's apartment. Twice.
Oh. But he was just...
I understand that this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. We are very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
What happened to him? Tell me.
He fell and smashed his head against the bench.
And you just found him there? Lying in the cold? How long had he been there?
I think Kim said 2 days. Or a few days at least.
She doesn't reply. Her eyes well up with tears as she struggles to keep it together. You hear the clock ticking in the children's room.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls. God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. Go away.
All right. I'll call them. Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
For God's sake, lie.
I don't know where they go.
No, I meant where is his body?
He was taken to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number, in case you want to contact him earlier.
Oh, they sure took away the body like, fast. I thought it'd be sitting there for a couple of days at least, but it's been like maybe 10 minutes tops, and they've already taken the body. They're really good at their jobs.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still a bit...
Yeah, it might just be. Like, it did tell me, like, I should probably lie to this person. Alright, that's it then. I don't need 2 points in Sorry Cop. I already have 1 too many points in Sorry Cop. How's my thought doing? 5 minutes left. Okay, so this is gonna come goods pretty soon. Alright, that's it then.
Again, if there's anything we could do for you, then don't hesitate to call the RCM, ma'am.
She just nods, distant and inconsolable. The bed springs rattle beneath her as she begins to shake.
I'll take it from here. Thank you.
We should step outside and talk.
Kim?
So, the death notification.
That did not go.
Well? No, it didn't.
Yeah, I know. I failed the important check. I fucked up. Is this gonna force me to have 1 point in Sorry Cop? I mean, I'll discuss it, but...
It's alright. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I still have 1 point. We're good. We're not gonna be sorry for anything.
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
I'm trying to, because I think most people end up getting that. So I'm trying to work around it. That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case. There's nothing more we can do here.
What about Billy and her kids?
There's not much we can do for them anymore, I'm afraid.
Right, let's get back to it then.
And, officer, I've seen worse. This wasn't the worst I've seen, okay? Now let's go.
Alright. Wait. My thing's gonna be done in 1 minute. I gotta inspect one thing. I'm gonna look at one thing and then figure out what this thing is. I'm guessing this thing's still locked.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Okay, it's still... It's unlocked. There's a chance. Conceptualization. What gives me conceptualization? I don't know if I have anything that gives me conceptualization. Yeah, that's like the only thing I have.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
But hey, 17% is pretty bad. But it's not that bad.
Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors.
Let this conceptual joy flow into my pupils and blossom thoughts in my brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
I'll look at the thing after. This probably isn't going to take up that much time, right?
Oh, Wallfather.
I could have used that morale heal like a few minutes ago. Damn, I must paint this wall, add even more beauty to it.
Huh? He sounds tired of it all. You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint. It's red. And Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush. This is on.
First, I know you're tired, kid, but take a look at this wall, taking nourishment from its beauty.
Sure.
I already have the paint, just need to get a paintbrush from Cindy the Skull.
If you must.
Alright, what is this date of birth generator?
Date of birth generator. You were born in the year 07. In the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
What does it give me? -1 difficulty to all physique passives. Learning cap for logic raised to 4. But weren't my logical learning caps already higher than 4? Yeah, they're already higher than 4. Hey, passive physique checks are slightly easier now. Seem the only passive ones. I don't know if this one up top here is like also a thing. Let's let me highlight it, so maybe it's not. Or maybe I have to get one of these ones first and then it goes into that one. I'm gonna say I have 4 more slots. And then I'm gonna have to get rid of some stuff. This is probably gonna be the first to go. Yeah, because this does absolutely nothing. Unlock this one. And now this one's unlocked too. Okay, what I want. Okay. Let's get the anti-object task force. I'm exceptionally weak now. Maybe I wonder if I can borrow a brush. Are they just gonna give me a brush? I need to borrow a brush.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Cindy, I'm gonna need your paintbrush.
What for?
For art. It's for art, okay?
Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
Grand art. Arts deluxe. The artsiest. Most groundbreaking. The...
Let me stop you right there, Piggy. You have no idea, do you? No idea. No brush? Fuck off.
Cool, no brush then. Not a problem.
You're about to cry internally, aren't you, Piggy? Oh, pathetic. Just give up. Art isn't for you.
That binnacle room yours.
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do. It's got nothing compared to my $32,500 mobile home that consists of a large, long ladder that clips into the floor, connected to a thatched rectangle. And that's it.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Okay, the Quetzal the name I gave my Quetzal was meant to be a temporary name, but I feel like I've referred to it enough that that's what it's gonna be called forever now. Like maybe I'll edit the name to like change the price or something. Yeah. I need another Quetzal so I can get a better name for it. Just $32,500 mobile home.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Does she have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
Cool, I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Hey, my odds got better. Yeah, I would love to have a tech one. Although, I would still take a regular one too. A regular female one, so I can breed them. I think you weren't totally wrong when you said, like, oh, I'm making the Ark. Because I got my boat, which I'm expanding as much as possible. And then I'm literally taming every dino in pairs, like one male, one female. I'm gonna make the Ark. Catch you later, Cindy. Yes, I've been thinking about like today's plans for Ark. Because you know I always like thinking about plans and like coming up with ideas and stuff. And I realized. So I think I told you that my next plan is to tame a Parasor or whatever. And I'm gonna name it. Well, you're gonna see what I'm gonna name it, but I know exactly what I'm gonna name it. If I put a platform saddle on it, it can't ride the boat. So how am I gonna transport it? Because if something is riding a platform saddle, it can't go on top of another thing with a platform. And the boat counts as a platform. So we might actually have to build like a garage or something at the aberration. And just leave it there. Maybe it'll do. What else was there to do? I'm probably going to end soon, like in a few minutes. I'm just seeing if there's anything else, like final things to do.
You see a heavy steel door with a
Okay. Does Lena have anything new?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
What about Gart?
Hey, was there something you needed?
Hey, he's actually nice to me now. Okay, that's new. He's actually nice to me now. I need a drink. Can you pour me one?
Do I have a shaker in my hand?
Okay, never mind.
Is this a shaker?
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing. It is but an imitation.
No, there's nothing there.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this?
I could give you a bow tie.
Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Because he's not a bartender.
Because you're not a bartender?
That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else?
I mean, that gave me 5 experience.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Fine, I had something else. Yeah, I needed.
Like what?
Nothing. Regard.
Hey, was there something you needed?
I'm gonna count that as being nice to me now. I'm gonna save. And we're probably going to finish up now. Let's see who's on the raid. I think I usually raid G, don't I? He's playing Zenless Zone Zero. I think he was playing that like the last time I raided him too. I'm taking a look at the preview and I have no idea what I'm looking at. I just get the preview and I see this giant bear. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, I'm probably gonna raid G. Who's been going for 1 hour. Yeah. Well, Miri, thanks again for stopping by and etc, etc. Watching me fail critically a what, 97% chance? Still can't believe that. I'm probably gonna get dinner and then get on Ark. And then execute my master plan. Yes, I think I'm enjoying Ark. Hope it's not obvious.